little mistake that a lot of beginners make. I just went over this a few weeks ago with somebody else. If you're having problems, especially on the 110 machines, you get into them little 110 machines, you might be pulling on a 20 amp breaker, you know, in your garage or in a house on a job or something, or you start kicking that breaker. People think well, I'll just turn the voltage down. And that's what this cat had said. He's like, man, I was on like 19.5 volts and I turned it down to 19 and it still kicked the breaker in 2 minutes. So I turned it down to 18 and it still kicked the breaker in a couple minutes, and turned it clear down to 17 volts and it didn't change nothing. Still kicked the breaker in 2 minutes or less. So well, that's because your amps are in your wire feed speed. So if you're kicking your breaker, turning the voltage down doesn't do you really anything at all. It almost aggravates the situation. Your amps are in your wire. So if you're kicking that 20 amp breaker on your 110 or any other welder, turn your wire feed speed down. And this cat finally called and said something that he was struggling, and was like, did you turn the wire down? No, man, I didn't mess with the wire. I just turned the voltage down 3 times and it didn't change anything. Told him, turn your wire speed down. He had like 240 or something on the wire feed, I think he said. And so just drop that wire feed speed on down to 210 or something, 205, which you should have done when you dropped the voltage anyhow to keep the arc proper. But he called back about 5 minutes later and said no problem. Said he went ahead and turned the wire feed speed down, and the breaker never kicked again for the rest of the day. So if you're having problems kicking that breaker on your wire feeders, man, doesn't do you any good. Turn the voltage knob down. Turn the wire feed speed down. That's where your amps are, in your wire. That'll help more than anything. Just a quick tip. Everybody be safe.